us a wonder. The Marines will take care of them. The Marines will take care of them. Greetings and welcome to episode 139 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. This, my friends, we left it last time, where we are besieging finally the Mamelukes. They have really been a thorn in our side, particularly in Ankara, and they have combined with their sort of erstwhile allies, the Ottomans, to really give us, you know, some real trouble. They're pinning us down in Ankara, pinning down a great contingent of US forces. They're trying to hold the region. Now, we have considered in the past perhaps giving Ankara up just to sort of free those forces up elsewhere, but councillors would advise hold firm, and we've got a lot to discuss in this particular episode. Now, there have been a request for some name changes. I know there's one for the 1st Infantry Division as well, which has come in. Now, I will be renaming those once we don't have a battle to start the campaign with the episode with. So as soon as we get an episode where we don't have a battle at the start, that's when we shall see some renaming done of the units and indeed of armies. But we have to dispose of the Mamelukes. We've got, as I said before, we've got a lot to discuss, particularly in the west, in Europe, concerning the Germans and indeed the Russians. Spain as well. There's been quite a lot of to and fro between the council of what we should be doing with Spain, and indeed should be reaching out some peace feelers there as well, just to give ourselves a bit of breathing space. But we're going to focus first primarily on the Mamelukes. Can we dispose them here in Baghdad? And actually Baghdad will be a firm stepping stone in the future there if we ever want to move, or when we want to move against the Mughal Empire, and indeed latterly Persia as well. If we want to move against them here, Baghdad is sort of the last sort of bastion before you're really sort of hitting that large hinterlands that is sort of the north of India. So we're really having to do sort of a double whammy here. But you can notice there's no defences around the city at all. Not a single defence sits around Baghdad, which is surprising to say the least. But if and when we take this city, then we will install our own defences. I think that's pretty much a given there, just in case you never know. Always got to be on the guard for these things, just in case, my friends. But as you can see, we've got these mortars, which are the absolute bane. They are the absolute bane of every sort of battle almost they're involved in. They really are an absolute menace. Because of 24 battles, we've got our own fantastic contingent here. We've got plenty of cavalry, so we're going to be looking to sneak behind and deal with these. They've got the Sepoys here, which really are a brute in the charge. I mean, look at that, 23 for the charge, only 15 here. Our defence is slightly better. We've got plenty of cuirassiers here, so we're going to have to just really be on our guard here about what's happening and what we're going to be doing here. For some reason, the General's Bodyguard is not the lead command unit here. And it's a little bit strange, but we shall not dally any further. Let's begin. The Battle of Baghdad begins, and hopefully, my friends, we bring the city under US control here, because we're fighting right on the fringes here of our occupational sort of high tide, as it were. We've occupied the vast majority of the Middle East, but Baghdad has been something we didn't really want to do. We didn't want to attack Baghdad, but our hand has been forced because of the Mamluk threat to Ankara. Now, as you can see, the topography here, it really is an undulating, sort of bumpy, mound-filled battlefield here, and as you can see, it slopes downwards here. Look at that slope there. That's a slope. Look at that, sloping downwards there into sort of this small ravine. But we've got this. If this was in front of us, it'd be ideal for putting the. If this was running this way horizontally, and it was here, imagine putting your artillery on top of that there. It'd be almost untouchable, and it would be a great sort of vantage point there. We could put some artillery up there, but it's not going to really serve any purpose. We've got this small town here, this hamlet here, sort of outside Baghdad, as it were. Where is there? It is in the background. There is Baghdad. You can see it. Look at that. Huge city, huge, but not an ounce of defence. Now we've got them out in the open, so we don't have to be sort of pounding away at walls for hours on end. We can now organise a coherent attack here, but we mustn't become complacent. Going to set up some defences of our own, but also look to attack. We can use now the mobility of our cavalry to do that fighting for us. Cuirassiers here. Let's just shift into this flank here. Can we persuade the Mamluks to come to us? Let's put the general in here. We will be putting the foot artillery in the line, but also we've got these wonderful regiments here of 24 pounders. They're an absolute brute. That. I'm going to put them just slightly further to give us that extra range. You can see there's the line there in the distance. Perfect. We'll put quicklime now. It's going to pull back a little bit, but we're just going to wait for them to come in. Quicklime really is the absolute apogee, the peak. It's an absolute brute if you can get them bunched up, and we're looking for that. We're looking for the sort of the corral them into a. If we can with the cavalry to sort of corral them in, to bunch them up into the middle. That way then the quicklime can do its work. I think we'll start setting up our 24 pounders. So we'll have a 24 pounder here. As you can see, oh look at that. It's a magnificent sight. Now we're going to have a detachment here. Have this regiment here, just slightly behind here. The council has advised we actually have the infantry slightly behind here, so that when if they have to move at an angle, they're not firing into sort of into this. They're not sort of. This is not. If you had it back here and they had to fire in this direction here, off at an angle, you'd be firing into this sort of clipping the line here of your own troops, but slightly forward here gives them that slight elevation. I think we'll have this regiment here on the left of them. Again, just like gentlemen. Again, just like what the blazes. Perhaps a smidgen too close there. That's more like it. Pretty much in line here. So again, the cannon is just perhaps not just. Gentlemen, you. So much for. That's perfect. Perfect there. We've got that spot on that line there. That's a good strong line here. Let's fill this line in. We'll use the cavalry to do most of our damage for us. It's going to be that mortar that's going to be an absolute brute on us. It really is. We've got some provincial scouts as well, which will which will probably take the brunt of the attacks. There's another 24 pounder, which we'll put here. And again, just in front, gentlemen. That's more like it. There it is. Perfect there. I've got that hard, solid line there. I've put these gentlemen on this flank here, on the left here again. I know we're taking our time here to do this, but it's really important that we get this absolutely spot on here. We need to defeat the Mamluks. We need to capture Baghdad as soon as possible, because we have other pressing needs elsewhere in our current fight with, of course, the largest empires still remaining within this campaign. That being, oh look at that, that's really messed up with this rock here, this outcrop formation here. We're just sort of clipping this part here. Well, actually, we shall angle them thus, because of course this is also going to give us a little bit of protection on this flank here. We can't have any reserves. We're going to have to commit our entire line here. Now that's a good strong line there. Let's just make sure we have these cannon covered here by these provincial scouts. Provincial scouts really are one of my favourite light infantry units. They just got that, I don't know, they just got that actual panache about them. Let's put the cavalry here for the moment. We've got the other scout here, which we're trying to protect. We're trying to protect the, that's a big overlap there. We're trying to protect the artillery here. We will be putting stakes down. We probably need them, but I'm just going to make sure, because if the Sapias hit us, they're going to hit us hard. Now we've got our main battle line assembled. Let us look at our cavalry. We've got this mailed fist here on the right. Look at that, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect there. We've got a really strong right flank. Look at that punch there. It's going to really punch them hard here. We've got to try and, as I said before, corral them into a certain... Imagine we have to go around this village here, or even cut in front of the village here, using the village as a screen, perhaps going around them. But again, that's absolutely fine there. Let's get these gentlemen into a group so we can have better control. Fire support is absolutely crucial here. Let's begin. That's a lot there, sir. Let's get these gentlemen out. We need to really crush in the flanks here. And they're right out here as well. Look at those there. Oh, that's an app. Look at that. By damn, they are gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt a lot. That's why I loathe and detest mortars. We've got to thread the needle here. We've got to thread the needle. Look at those hussars there. They were hidden. Let's get them, lads. rid of the mortars, lads. Get rid of them. Yes, they've gone. Oh, look at that. They've absolutely buckled this. Turn on the Azars. Get in the Azars, lads. Oh, the Sapias want to fight. Can we oblige? Canister shot. Oh, this is an absolute bloodbath, sir. A sharp shot there, sir. The Sapias will be... they're going down like absolute hotcakes here. Look at that, we've absolutely swamped them. They've gone. No, we've got to destroy them. Shatter them, please, gentlemen. They're gone. Oh, this is a wonder, sir. Oh. Down, cut them down. Oh, look at that. Spare no one, sir. Oh, into the flanks, into the flanks. Oh, the cavalry is served a wonderful, an exemplary job here. Let's put the fire support on them here. We can't have anybody left in here. We've got to destroy and massacre this entire force. Regroup, sir. Regroup, lads, regroup. Come on, lads, we've got to got to dispose of them. Got to dispose of them. Oh, what's back at that? Oh, this is a wonder. We've absolutely decimated them. This force has done us proud, sir. They're shattered, they've gone. Vanquished. They've had enough. They've had enough, sir. These cavalry have done a wonderful job here, sir. They've absolutely broken the back here of all of these Mamluk armies. They've absolutely decimated them. Show them what they did. This is what's going to happen to the Ottomans if they're not careful. This is what happened to the Ottomans. Oh. Look at that. Yes. Now that was a great fight, my friends. We lost a few men. We mustn't be, but we just those that cavalry. Look at that. We lost 673. We lost 3,500. Look at the cuirassiers. And the foot did a wonderful job. 100 kills there. Scouts, as I said, look at that. Provincial scouts, 135 kills. Fantastic. We shall take that city. Norway. Looks like Norway are actually going to help us, I believe, probably against Russia. Because they are sending some formidable forces in that. Look at that. That's going actually going to cross the border. Well, I'll be. They're crossing the border into Russia. That's exactly what we needed. Exactly what we needed here was Norway making its mark here. We've also been called by the council for us to start using our navy to blockade some of the Russian ports, which I think we're going to do. But we might be looking at that Bavaria. It won't matter, sir. We've actually got this under control, I believe. Yes, we have almost got it under control. So that, they can complain all they want, but that won't change a single thing. 37,000 here. 105,000 as our income. Good grief. 90,000 from trade. Our trade has exploded here. It derives. Oh, excellent. Look at that. Now we can use this fleet here to reinforce against the Russians. I think we'll send this force into the eastern front here immediately. We can land it just east here of Königsberg, and it will move into this here. We do need every single force we can. We've also been requested to start producing and building forces from Stockholm as well, which we are going to do. We will be doing that. We've got to start also using our fleets. We've got a formidable fleets, but they are dotted all around the world, including this very powerful one here, as you can see, holding the Gibraltar Straits, which we have to do in case Spain moves against us. We want to be able to control what comes in and out of the Mediterranean. That's going to be crucial for us. Now, where is that? There it is. I'm going to land these gentlemen here, just east of Königsberg. They will be sent here.
I cannot do that.
Because this force here is very, very powerful as it is. We've also got these gentlemen here. Now, we have been requested by the council, by a number of council members indeed, to actually request peace with the Germans. That's a twofold thing. First is for us to catch our breath. We now have full control of Munich. We have full control, effectively, of all of Western Europe in terms of the north up here. We have the Balkans. We've also been potentially moving in here against Bosnia. Taking Bosnia might just be something we might look to do before we do anything else. But we might want to get peace here with the Germans here to help us build up our forces, particularly against the Venetians as well. We might even try and get peace against Venice as well, and perhaps use these forces to try and crush Venice in once and for all. Prepare ourselves for what's to come from Spain. As you can see here, Spain is really very strong here indeed. Some of these armies are not to be sniffed at all. Look at that. Look at that army there. That's a combat hardened force there. Spanish Marines as well. That's a very powerful force there in Cologne. Goodness me. There as well in Amsterdam. Very, very powerful forces here. And all around, look at that for a force. My goodness me, that'll be tough to dig out of there. So we've got, there's even a council calling for us to have peace with Russia to give ourselves some breathing space, because Vilnius is absolutely packed to the rafters with Russian forces. It really is, and they've got many more coming down here from Moscow. It might just give us a bit of time with some breathing space here on all fronts to gather our forces, because we've got another army group here. These three armies are moving towards the east to help reinforce along this border here. We've got a strike force here. Look at that, that's a very powerful strike force here. This one in particular is incredibly powerful here. And we've also got Marines here now. As you can see, there's the Marine Corps. That's probably one of our strongest, if not the strongest army we have anywhere on any front. And so actually we probably need to deal with the Mamluks once and for all here, so let's deal with the Mamluks.
Settlement be seen.
We'll take we'll take this now. Oh no, look at that. Yes, Baghdad falls. Look at that, straight away they're absolutely delighted with their Mesopotamia. Yes, the Mamluks have gone. So look at that, straight away the whole dynamic here in Ankara alters, it changes. We now have the ability here, there's even been called for us to have peace with the Ottomans as well, and to perhaps build up a force to be able to take out, because look at this, they're starting to struggle now. Look at the Ottomans, their armies are starting to desert. Mind you, they're very, very powerful forces. My goodness me, that's going to be a tough fight. That will require some really constructive and imaginative thinking there to take that. But we need to try and free up these. So we're going to send out some peace feeders here. Let's first of all bring Baghdad up to full strength here. I think we will build construction of a settlement of fortifications around here. I think that's what we're going to do. Look at that. Just left there, not doing anything at all. That is a scandal there. Modern university. We don't really need that at all. We will knock that down there. We're at peace with Persia. They do have, of course, Esfahan. Do we have any trade with Persia? That's the key. No, they're very... Yes, we do. They're very friendly with us. So they're actually very strong friends with us indeed. But who are their allies? Ottoman Empire and Afghanistan. That's a... What? Naples and Sicily in Kashmir? Your plot thickens. And of course we've got this army here in Ceylon, which I probably think we should possibly finish here just in case, but I don't think the Indians are going to do anything here to us in any great... Look at that. That's... Oh my goodness me, look at that. That's a very powerful force. If we move against Indians here, we're going to... The Mughal Empire, we're going to be apps. Oh, good grief. They've got some incredibly powerful... Look at that, Quilbashi as well. Some incredibly powerful troops here. We're at war with them, remember. We'll just check Satara here by Japura. Oh, good grief. These armies are just quite staggering here. We mustn't become complacent here at all in terms of what we're up against here in India, because that's going to be an incredibly tough fight for us. We'll actually come down into here, into Arcot as well. That'll probably be one place we will launch. Bengal as well, but they've had many, many years to really bring a lot in here. They're not bringing that much in. That's not a lot of money coming into here, and no, even there it's not a lot. We've got 16,000 here from our trade with... Oh, look at that. We've just gotten that there, but of course got nothing coming in out of here. I also need to get this army up to full strength, which we shall do. That's being... Pleasure Gardens will help with... Oh, look at that. We mustn't miss any opportunity at all to increase our economy here. Every building must be upgraded. Everything must be absolute full tilt here. Oh, that's replenishing, repairing. We could probably pull this force off here as well, and send it into Ankara. First thing I think we'll try and do is... Wow, we're taking a hit here with all our farms. Everything is taking an absolute pasting here. Is I think what we will try and do here is peace with the Ottomans. Let's try and give ourselves a little bit of breathing space here, because this is something this is a war that really we don't need at the moment. It's not on the extremities of what we can actually do here. They don't like us at all. Let's just request peace. Let's see where this hand puts us. No, they're not interested. Can we... They've got everything. Not interested in peace at the moment. That's absolutely fine. Shall we try Germany here? Let's see if they're interested in peace. The enemy here, look at that. They've got some powerful allies here as well. Even France is an ally of theirs. That is... They might take it. They might take it. This will just give us the breathing space we need here to try and just, you know, reorganize our... I'll say yes. To reorganize ourselves here. Now they've pulled back.
Ready for orders.
And where we struck here, So these gentlemen have pulled back. We're going to pull back here. We're at war, remember, with the Russians. We're actually going to hit this. We're going to hit Brest-Litovsk.
Sound the call
Let's try
to
and hit
battle.
their economy here as best we can. Now they've pulled back, so we do have peace here. They've pulled back as well, just ready to strike again. Okay, so now we know. Excellent. Let's continue our upgrading. That's at full now. Brandenburg has now got a full steam engine factory at full pelt here. That's why our economy is absolutely bristling. Look at that, 100,000 trade income here. So now we've got peace here with. We can start now replenishing and repairing here along the border here as well. They've pulled right back here, across here as well, because they don't hold anything now, the Germans, at all that is north here of Munich. We hold all of this. They've pulled right back into the Balkans. So all the German forces are here now. They've actually moved away from Hungary as well, so we can probably move down into the border here and actually start moving our forces in here and countering the Germans here. We can even start to build here as well. That's an absolute wonder. Craft workshop. Let's get this up and running here. So we've got a lot of rethinking to do with where our armies are going to be, what we've got coming in and what we can do here. What have we got here? Look at that, this navy should be out and about here. I think we'll start blockading. Do they have any ports here? Let's take this fleet here.
Ship's orders. America expects that every man do his duty.
Oh my goodness me, look what they got in St. Petersburg. Wow. My goodness me, they've got some armies, the Russians. My goodness me, they're not going to be an easy task at all. Now, do we try and reach out the hand of friendship here with Venice, or do we turn on Venice? That's going to be the key here. At war with Sicily, but they've been effectively neutralised here by having this port cut off here. They don't know other outlets here, and here as well. We've also got them sealed into their ports. Now we do have trade here with the Italian states. That's why the Italian states are able to maintain such a formidable armies, because we have. Look at that income. Look at that income there. They have to be one of the richest single regions in the entire campaign, all because pretty much they've got trade with us. We've also sealed off Venice, apart from here, Venice, but then again,
Orders, Captain.
there's not really much that can move in past this here.
Battle station.
Blockade the
Battle
port.
station.
Now let's start to. We can't do anything else here, but we need to. We've got to wait for these forces here to be. Look at that! That army took a real thrashing there. My goodness me! We've got to bring the majority of these armies back up to full strength here. They really have taken a beating, and indeed getting all our plants and factories back up and running as well at full tilt. Peace here. I wonder if we try with no. Although we have peace with the Ottomans, I wonder. Let's try one more time. No. That's absolutely fine. I think we might teach them. I think they're going to probably need a bit of a bloody nose, the Ottomans. I think we're going to take this fight here. We're going to move this force in and this force here as well.
Sir.
And we're going to give them a real good thrashing here. The Germans have pulled right back, which is great. I think we're going to start to move down the Marine Corps.
Your humble servant.
Down here to Budapest and Kronstadt here as well. I think we'll start establishing a strong defensive line between Balaton farmlands and Budapest here. So we're going to have the Marine Corps moving in first.
Mark. Ready for orders. At the ready.
And these armies here moving down to sort of fill that gap here, so we don't have any forces filtering in between us here. Strong force there. Just west of the river,
Anything
of
more?
the Danube. We can start moving more and more forces in here now to start to sort of really solidify our hold here on the region between the Carpathian Mountains here.
Forward.
Starting to pull these forces into where they should be. Because the Germans will, it's only a matter of time before Germany decides to move against us again.
Men, forward, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a powerful force there, but no guns.
Ready for order.
I'd like to have an army here, just south here of Konsgrad.
More orders.
As you can see, we're trying to get that sort of, because we've got the lake here. They could open up here if needs be. Got to be careful we don't drain all our forces too far here. But ultimately, what we want to do is to move,
Forward.
push ourselves along the border here. We're going to seal off, give ourselves a little bit of breathing space here. Oh, look at that! Under General Ponty, what a force that is! My goodness me! You can imagine that and a marine force moving in.
At the ready.
There would not be much left of any enemy forces, but we've just got to hold our ground here. We've got this bridge here. They've also been called by the council for us to control every bridge in and out, including these here. Now, France is at peace with us here at the moment.
Sir. Your orders. Your humble servant.
Just put these gentlemen here, just so we don't have any forces slipping in and around here.
Forward. March. Make ready.
And then last but not least, here as well. Now that's a good defensive. Now we've given ourselves a little bit of space here. If this gives any noise in the background, my friends, you can probably imagine whom has just woken up.
Sir. Make ready.
Right, let's then send them here to Lodz.
Onward.
In and around Lodz, this is the army group that we want to send in to help along the eastern front.
Make ready. Forging supply. Forward. For crown and country. Sir.
Now, will the Russians go for peace here? We're not sure. But it's only a matter of time. Minus 260, that is a huge... They don't like us at all. Prussia is minus 413 to Germany's. That's a matter of time before they declare war upon us again. Look at that, minus 335, minus 162 here with Sweden. We're not worried about Sweden at the moment. We're not going to be caught on the hop here at all, but we need to know what's in and around Kiev. We don't want to... No, we just want this gentleman to move in here. I just want to see what's in and around Kiev here. Even what's in Riga. And there's also been a call for us to strike at Riga and sort of have a foothold here in Riga. So we might just do that. I think we'll actually assemble a force from these gentlemen here. Remember, we've got to be careful that if Spain moves out, we don't drain everything we've got here away from this. This would be an excellent force to move against Riga. So I think what we will do is we'll just start to put together a force to take the fight to the Russians as well in Riga if needs be. I wonder if Venice would be interested in this peace. Then Feni, only minus 47. Nope, they're not interested at all, which is absolutely fine. Now we're going to have to leave some forces here, so we don't want to drain everything completely.
Your humble servant.
We've also might have to deal with Spain as well at some point. I think if we're going to take Riga, we're going to have to put some new forces together. We have to build a few more armies, construct, combine, build some more forces. We don't want to be caught out by the Spanish either. That's something I don't want to happen. I think we'll move some more forces along sort of the Stuttgart, Strasbourg highway, which is where the Spanish might move along here. We've also got this force here, which is going to be moved. We don't need this army just loitering around here. They'll be too valuable. I think we'll send them to the east as well. Luckily, we've got a fantastic infrastructure here to be able to carry our troops a good distance. Still going to take a number of weeks to get there. Sorry about that, my friends, had a phone call there. So I think we can end this turn now, and Do we really need these now? I don't think we do, because we've got all our... I think we can dismantle these. That's also been dismantled. We can dismantle these. Let's end the turn. Let's move to here. Let's see what Russia's going to do. That's going to be the most critical phase here. I don't know if Russia's going to want peace with us. Minus 260 here. I think we'll see how that move works here. Let's end the turn. Let's see what happens.
Seeing but unseen.
We've got our spy moving down from the Black Hills there. Where is Britain going exactly? Are they actually going to come here and aid us? What's France going to do? Not a chance. We're going to give you Hungary. I know that the Don here is doing actually quite nice Don voice. That's going to put us right in the firing line again with the Germans. No, what they want is they want a nice close region, and then give us something that's absolutely way out of the way. Not going to happen at all. Well, that's if you're indifferent with us. If you start a war with us, France, we will respond in kind. Are they going to? Oh, it looks like they're pulling back here. Look how many forces they've got there. That is scary. Look how many forces they got right there, just outside the Don there. Are they going to pull all the way back? This might give us a chance to move right up next to the border here. It looks like they're going to rejig their troops here. Maybe guard the Bosnia here. I'm not sure the peace will last for very long, because they really do loathe and detest us. Got to replenish and repair those armies around Munich that took that real beating there, and also along the eastern border there with Russia. Looks like they're pulling all of their forces out of our regions here. Are they going to renew their war with the Ottomans? That will be an interesting premise. Naples and Sicily, they can't really do much here, so they're effectively trapped here. The Mughal Empire, nothing. Afghanistan, no. Ottoman Empire. What will they do? Looks like they're going to move closer to Ankara here, which is absolutely fine. Oh, of course, they're going to hit our lines here. Yes, looks like because the Mamelukes have been destroyed. What will Russia do?
Withdraw!
That's absolutely fine, but we can still keep... there it is! Well, but that will be the fight we will take, my friends, for next episode. It looks like the Russians are going to test our defences here. Thankfully, most of these forces are actually back at full strength. These are not, however. So the quicker these 3 regiments make it, because it looks like they're going to probably move in with this force as well. Looks like they're going to try and crack open this defence here. They're bringing in a substantial amount of forces here. These really are household cavalry. They've also grenadiers, guards. Mind you, they are weakened forces, not at full strength, not by any stretch of the imagination. So it looks like Russia is trying to push back here against us. But this is a fight for Poland here, so they're obviously crossed into the Polish border here. But we do outnumber them. Simple as that. But this is going to be a war of attrition. They do have plenty of troops there. Luckily, we're sending another army group to the front and another additional army as well. But I know the council has asked us to strike at Riga, which we will try and do. But we're going to try and use Stockholm there to try and put together at least another army group and try and strike at Riga if possible here. Maybe draw some forces away. Maybe even draw the forces in here from St. Petersburg. That's going to be a really tough fight this against Russia. It really is. But my friends, we are going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, my friends, please keep your comments coming down below. They've been an absolute wonderful help. Your support has been absolutely exemplary. It really, really has, my friends. Without you, this campaign would be not where it is now. The council has been exemplary. It really, really has. But I'd like to thank you all again for your wonderful support. Hope you're having a great weekend, whatever you're doing. And as always, my friends, please be safe. But until next time, bye for now.